Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. On day 6 of Ramadan, we're going to read YUSUF and YAQUB Salam from Migo and Aloud from the Prophets.
YUSUF was Yaqub's Alaihis son. He had 11 brothers. YUSUF was very handsome and strong and had very good manners. So did his brother Benjamin, because they were such good boys, their father loved them. Perhaps he loved them a teeny weeny bit more than the other brothers. The other brothers were all very jealous indeed. One day, YUSUF salam ran to his father to tell him about a dream he had. He said, "Oh father, in my dream 11 stars, the sun and the moon were bowing to me." His father was very happy to hear this because he knew it meant that YUSUF would become a prophet, just like he was and his father was. But he told him not to tell his brothers because they would be very, very jealous. Now, even though the brothers didn't know about the special dream, they were still very jealous and were making plans to kill YUSUF salam. One of the brothers said, "Let's throw him in the well instead, then somebody will take him away." They were silly enough to think that they could do something so bad, then become good, and it would be all okay. So the brothers asked their father if he would allow YUSUF salam to go out with them to have fun and play. The father said he didn't want YUSUF to go because he was afraid a wolf might get him if they don't take care of him. But they begged him to let him go and said they were strong, so nothing could happen to YUSUF while he is with them. Finally, their father agreed and off they went. YUSUF salam went with his brothers, but they had planned to get rid of him. They grabbed him and threw him into a well. Then they took his shirt, put some sheep blood on it, and told their father that a wolf actually had eaten their brother while they were busy racing. Poor Yaqub was ever so sad that his lovely son was gone. He didn't believe the brothers and he knew that his son must still be alive. He prayed to Allah for comfort. In the well, Allah made YUSUF feel better and gave him some hope. Some men with camels and horses were travelling to Egypt. On the way, they stopped at the well that YUSUF salam was in to get some water. Of course, they didn't know there was a young man in the well, so they were very surprised to find YUSUF salam. They wanted to sell him as a slave, which is a person who does all the hard work for someone else with no pay. They locked him up and took him with them. In Egypt, a very important man bought YUSUF salam, took off his chains and kept him well. YUSUF was amazed that a while ago he was in a well and he didn't even know if he would stay alive. And now he was in a palace with comfort and food. He was grateful to Allah. His master saw that YUSUF was honest, with good manners and charm, and someone who always did what he was told. That's why he made him in charge of his house. People all over the town heard of YUSUF, who was the most handsome man anyone had ever seen. But things didn't stay good because the lady of the house became absolutely crazy about YUSUF, and she tried to make him do something which is not allowed. When other women heard about this, they made fun of the lady of the house, so she invited them to her house, and while they were cutting fruits, she asked YUSUF to walk in. The ladies couldn't believe how beautiful he was. They forgot they were cutting fruit and cut their hands instead. Then they said that he must be an angel instead of a human. The lady still wanted him to do something that was not allowed, but YUSUF salam said he definitely wouldn't ever do anything that Allah doesn't like. So she had him thrown into prison. In prison, YUSUF salam was given a gift from Allah. He could tell people what their dreams mean, which is handy because some of the dreams can come true. One of the king's servants was in prison too, and YUSUF salam told him that his dreams mean that he will work for the king again. He told the king's servant to let the king know that a man who hasn't done anything wrong is in prison. He hoped the king would help. But the king's servant forgot for a few years. What a forgetful head he was. Then one day the king had a strange dream. He dreamt that 7 skinny cows were eating 7 fat cows, and other funny things. Nobody knew what it meant. But then the servant remembered YUSUF, and the king sent him to go and ask about the dream. Yusuf said that the dream was all about how much food the people would be able to grow over the years. The king was so happy that he took Yusuf salam out of prison and found proof that he had not done anything wrong. What's more, the king gave Yusuf salam a very, very important job. Then came a time when people could not grow food because the earth was too dry, but Yusuf had saved a huge amount of food from when the land was not dry. He told the king that they should sell the food to people from other places who needed it. And guess who turned up to buy some? Yes, it was Yusuf salam's brothers who had thrown him into the well. All of the brothers had come except Binyamin. They didn't recognize Yusuf, but he sure did recognize them. He didn't tell them who he was, and he asked them to come back with Binyamin. Then he secretly put the money they had paid back into their food bags. When the brothers got back, they asked their father to let them take Binyamin to Egypt. When they saw that the money had been given back, they confronted their fathers that the important man in Egypt wouldn't harm them. He had even returned their money. So their father let them take him. When Yusuf salam saw his brother, he told him secretly that he was his long-lost brother, Yusuf salam. When Yusuf salam, they were both so happy that they hugged and cried. Then Yusuf made it look as if Binyamin stole the king's golden cup. He did that so he could pretend he's punishing him and keep him with him. When the brothers went back without Binyamin, the father was very, very, very sad. So sad that his eyes stopped working. He prayed to Allah and he asked his sons to please go and find both Yusuf and Binyamin. The brothers went back to Egypt and begged the important man, the chief minister, who they didn't know was their brother, Yusuf, for more food even though they didn't have much money. Yusuf salam even told them who he was. They were amazed and scared, but Yusuf forgave them and they all hugged. Then he asked them to bring his whole family to him, and he asked them to take his shirt to his father and put it over his head because it will make his eyes all better. He was right. It made Yaqub salam eyes all better and made him so happy that his sons were safe and alive. When the whole family got to Egypt, they all bowed down to Yusuf. It was just what his dreams in the beginning had showed him, with 11 stars, the sun, the moon bowing down to him. After that, they all lived happily in Egypt together. So that was the end of that story, Yusuf. It's the same name as yours.
It was too long.
Yeah, it was a long story. So, the questions. Why were Yusuf salam's brothers so mean to him?
Because they were jealous. Jealousy is very bad. It can make people do horrid things.
It's so lucky somebody found him in the well.
That was all part of Allah's plan.
Even going to prison?
Yes, even going to prison. If he didn't go to prison, he wouldn't have told that man what his dream means, and the man wouldn't have told the king about Yusuf salam, even if something seems bad to us at the time. We have to remember it's all part of Allah's plan for something good for us.
Yeah, well done. It was a great story. So tomorrow what we're going to read, Yusuf?
Ayub.
Yep, so we're going to read about Ayub alayhi salam, and that is going to be day 7. So that is going to be day 7 of our Ramadan series. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed our video, guys.
Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe to our video and share and comment. Bye.
Bye.